we're going to take a look at the business, users and roles section. This is where you'll add different members of staff to your account and also choose what levels of access they have. The business owner will be the profile that initially set up the account. So essentially whoever initially signed up to MotorDesk. The business owner profile can't be changed, however it can be edited. So you can change their name and role, and you can also change their email address and create a new password for them. You can also manage a range of different businesses from within the account. Just contact us and we can set up any others for you. These will all be on separate plans. To add a new member of staff to a business, just make sure you're in the one that you want to add them to, and then simply add their email, add their name, and then their position and which team they're in. You then have a selection of drop-down menus to choose their levels of access. You'll notice that the different permission headings are directly related to different sections in your MotorDesk account. So if we start with business, this is essentially where you edit things like connection to sales channels, third-party services, and also edit business details. So if you are bringing on a new sales assistant, you might not feel it's necessary for them to have access to edit the fundamental details of the business, but you might want them to be able to export data, for example. So we'll just select that for now. If we then go up to the sales section, it might be useful for them to be able to view invoices, but not necessarily manage or edit a paid invoice. Again, you might want them to be able to view purchase invoices, but not edit. And the same with offers and with customers as well. Again, if we go across to the website, this is for the editing tools for the website. It's unlikely in this instance we'd want them to be able to have access to that, but it obviously depends on the role. But we might give them full access to the vehicle settings, so they can obviously browse the inventory and edit any vehicle details that are needed, as well as reserving vehicles, booking test drives, making appointments, etc. In this case of a sales assistant, it might be good for them to be able to track the workflows, but they're not working on the vehicle, so they don't need to be able to complete the tasks. And then finally with the dashboard, we might want them to be able to make their own appointments and manage their own calendar, but not necessarily see the rest. So we can just go ahead and add the user. As you can see, a password has been generated for them, which we can copy. If the email address already exists in the system, they can just log in using their existing password. They won't be given another one. This is just a summary of what they have access to. So they have access to 1 role within the business section, 5 within the sales, 31 within the vehicle, and 3 within the dashboard. We can always edit the permissions at any point. The layout of the software adapts to the permissions given to each user. So when the new user we've created logs in, you'll see that they get a very different dashboard without the financial statistics, and they have a different set of headers based on what they can access. So they're missing the website header, they're missing the business header, and they just have access to what they need. Removing the user does not delete their account and password, it just stops them having access to the business. We can also log them out as well. The number of users you can add depends on your plan. So simply go to plan and usage, and you can see how many staff accounts you have remaining. And then if you want to add more, you can simply click change plan and add-ons. Each user when logged in has access to this profile section where they can update their basic details, password, email, etc. They can also choose which notifications they receive, and they can also download the apps directly from here.